Meghan's manifesto, proud feminist Duchess of Sussex vows to take royal family in a new direction after she broke tradition to give wedding speech in which she revealed commitment to social justice. Meghan Markle today unveiled her aspirations for her new role as the Duchess of Sussex as she left Windsor Castle with her new husband Prince Harry, hours after thanking the royal family for welcoming her into the firm. The US former actress received her own webpage on the official Royal UK website just hours after her sensational wedding, which proclaimed her pride at being a feminist, soup kitchen volunteer and social justice campaigner. The page, which confirms she will now carry out royal duties in support of the Queen, includes her famous quote from a United Nations conference in New York in 2015, when she said, "I am proud to be a woman and a feminist." It adds that Meghan has had a keen awareness of social issues and actively participated in charitable work from a young age, volunteering at a soup kitchen in Los Angeles at 13 and later at another in Toronto while filming there. Harry is said to have praised Meghan yesterday after a tough week, saying she navigated everything with such grace, adding, "We make such a great team," and telling her, "I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you." The wedding reception was a star-studded occasion of Hollywood glamour that was hosted by Prince Charles, featured a house music DJ and concluded with a fireworks display outside an historic 17th-century venue. There have even been claims that there was a DJ slot from wedding guest Idris Elba. But missing from the day was Meghan's father Thomas Markle, who was in Mexico after pulling out just days ago due to ill health, following an extraordinary week that saw infighting between her estranged family, her nephews turning up to London uninvited and her only relative at the wedding being her mother Doria Ragland. Yesterday's wedding reception is also said to have featured a naughty speech from best man Prince William, an unknown surprise from compere James Corden and a thanks from Meghan to the royals for welcoming her in. Meghan giving a speech in itself was a break of tradition, with Prince William and Kate Middleton's wedding in 2011 only having speeches from Harry, Charles and Kate's father Michael, but not the Duchess of Cambridge. The dinner party at Frogmore House in Windsor Great Park came after a multicultural and US-influenced wedding featuring an astonishing host of Hollywood guests including George Clooney, Oprah Winfrey and the Beckhams, the likes of which Britain's royals and the millions watching have never seen before. Later on the reception Harry's favorite house tracks curated by DJ Sam Totally, who also performed at Pippa Middleton's wedding, and a Drinks of the World themed bar, and their first dance was said to have been Whitney Houston's I Wanna Dance with Somebody, giving a further nod to Meghan's American heritage. Also on the menu were candy floss and dirty burgers as midnight snacks, while one source reported a cocktail featuring ginger and rum was on the menu as a cheeky nod to Harry's red hair, named when Harry met Meghan. The sit-down dinner was organic, sourced at the request of Prince Charles, and the light bite canapés were themed spring meets summer. The meal, paid for by the Prince of Wales, ran from 7:30 p.m. to around 10 p.m. There were said to have been naughty speeches from William and a joint effort from Tom Skippy and Skip and Tom Van Straubenzee. Meghan is also thought to have thanked the royal family for welcoming her in. Guests are also understood to have returned to London late last night for an after party at celebrity favorite Chiltern Firehouse in Marylebone. Another party had been planned in a soundproofed private home in Chelsea. In the afternoon, a grinning Harry is said to have turned to his guests, asking, "Can anyone play the piano?" before Sir Elton John gave a moving medley of 4 hits, Your Song, Tiny Dancer, Circle of Life and I'm Still Standing. The newlyweds shared tears, laughter and a passionate kiss in front of their hundreds of VIP guests dominated by Hollywood stars including the Clooneys, the Beckhams, Idris Elba, Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hardy, and James Corden. Meghan became the first mixed-race member of the royal family in an extraordinary journey for a girl born in LA to a white father and African-American mother who fought her way through the tough world of show business to land the plum role in the TV series Suits. Harry and Meghan's big day couldn't have been more different than royal weddings of the past, especially because the prince was visibly emotional throughout, and guests suggested it was the most diverse major event in the Queen's 66-year reign. Around 200 guests joined the couple at the evening event at the 17th-century Frogmore Mansion in the grounds of Windsor Castle, where Meghan, wearing an aquamarine ring which once belonged to Princess Diana, made a speech to guests. They traveled in a silver-blue open-top Jaguar E-Type Concept Zero, which was originally manufactured in 1968 and now runs on electricity, on her way to the English country house which stands in the home park of Windsor Castle and is part of the Crown Estate. It is only open to individuals on 3 days of the year. The bride's evening dress was designed by Stella McCartney and is a bespoke lily-white high-neck gown made of silk crepe, while her aquazura shoes were silky satin with soles painted in baby blue. Her hair, styled by George Northwood, was in a relaxed updo, with loose strands tucked behind her ears amid the breeze. She was spotted wearing the large ring on her right hand which once belonged to Harry's mother. A double-decker coach full of guests arrived at the entrance to Frogmore House for the evening reception at 7:15 p.m. The coach had arrived from Coworth Park Hotel in Ascot, where Princes Harry and William spent the night before the wedding. Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie arrived in a black Bentley at 7:30 p.m. while Sophie, Countess of Wessex, arrived just before 8 p.m. in a Land Rover Discovery. Actor Corndon, who attended the ceremony earlier with his wife Julia Carey, was said to have played the role of host and entertainer for the reception. Guests invited to Frogmore House, a royal estate in Windsor Home Park, were given a few hours after the lunch to rest and change outfits. Earlier, Meghan became the first mixed-race member of the royal family in an extraordinary journey for a girl born in Los Angeles to a white father and African-American mother who fought her way through the tough world of show business to land the plum role in the TV series Suits. Harry and Meghan's big day couldn't have been more different than royal weddings of the past, especially because the prince was visibly emotional throughout, and guests suggested it was the most diverse major event in the Queen's 66-year reign with heavy influences from the US and Meghan's mixed-race background. The prince had looked tearful when he saw his bride for the first time, grabbing her hand telling her, "You look amazing, I missed you," before tenderly lifting her veil. They will spend their first night as a married couple at Windsor Castle and are expected to return to Kensington Palace in London today. The new Duke of Sussex also said thank you after his father Prince Charles walked the now Duchess of Sussex down the aisle of St. George's Chapel, having stepped in at the last moment for Meghan's father Thomas. Sir Elton John, who sang at Princess Diana's funeral in 1997, performed at the lunchtime reception hosted by the Queen in a poignant nod to Harry's late mother, who died when he was only 12. All the senior British royals were also there to support the couple, including Her Majesty the Queen, Prince Philip, Harry's best man Prince William and his wife Kate, who brought George and Charlotte but left baby Louis with the nanny. The former actress, 36, managed to make a tearful Harry giggle as they exchanged vows before being pronounced man and wife by the Archbishop of Canterbury Justin Welby. Despite being an Anglican church service, it had a distinctly American feel, with a U.S. bishop delivering a passionate address that appeared to make some royals snigger and a gospel choir filling the chapel with music from Ben E. King and Etta James. But there was also much of the great British pageantry that royal fans around the world love, all set in the fairy tale surroundings of Windsor Castle on a stunning May spring day. Meghan chose acclaimed British designer, Claire Wade Keller, the first female artistic director at the historic French fashion house Givenchy, to design her dress. She also wore a Queen Mary diamond bandeau tiara, loaned to her by the Queen. On the steps of the chapel, Meghan asked her new husband discreetly, "Do we kiss?" And Harry whispered "yeah" before passionately planting one on her lips. Outside St. George's Chapel, more than 100,000 fevered well-wishers gathered in glorious British sunshine and cheered the couple as they started their new married life in the Grand Ascot Landau carriage. Meghan waved and smiled to the crowds and said wow to her new husband while, in his inimitable style, he said back, "I'm ready for a drink now." As the newlyweds were swept through Windsor greeting huge crowds waving Union flags, the VIP guests were taken up to the castle for a lavish lunch and drinks hosted by the Queen. Guests praised the relaxed atmosphere and diverse feel. Sarah Ferguson, ex-wife of Prince Andrew, said, "I have had a lovely day and it is wonderful to see so many people out for this lovely occasion." The newlyweds had emerged from St. George's Chapel to loud cheers from the crowd yesterday afternoon. Stopping at the top of the stone steps, The pair shared a kiss to the delight of onlookers. The couple were waved off and watched by members of the royal family as they left in an open-top Ascot landau for a carriage procession through Windsor. Prince George and Princess Charlotte, the oldest children of the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, did not follow Harry and Meghan as they made their way back up the aisle. Instead, the youngsters held their parents' hands as they made their way out of the chapel. Mike Tindall was seen rubbing heavily pregnant wife Zara's bump as the congregation waited for Harry and Meghan to sign their register. Mr. and Mrs. Tindall are expecting their second child,